Mini enthusiasts, how are you doing? Welcome back. I hope you're well and I hope you had a great day. So in today's video, I forgot to film an intro. So we will be extracting this very rusty Flitch panel, hinge panel, and making it look like that. So the main reason we're doing this Flitch panel on this side is obviously down the bottom here. It's completely rotten and it follows all the way up. The inside of the Flitch panel is actually not too bad. Obviously I need to clean it up, but it's really only this outer piece which is rotten and at the bottom here. However, the problem comes at the top. If I grab the new one just to show you. So right at the very top there is no return edge. And if you look at the Flitch panel on here, it's got a return edge. So it's just completely rotted away. And obviously that return edge is what the A panel connects to. So you need it. If I were to, I guess you could maybe clean up this edge here and fold something over and you might get away with it. I need to start cleaning off a bit. So let me do that. But I think, to be honest, I've had a look at it before. I'm not there. Yeah, there is a tiny hole in the top of that closing panel there at the top. I think I'm going to end up cutting the scuttle so we can get right up to the top here with the repair section. So next jobs, I think, first thing I need to do is get that windscreen out. I need to clean up round here, get this part of the old part of the wing off, and then we'll reassess it.
Hey Mini enthusiasts, how are you doing? I hope you're well. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the windscreen because we're going to have to drill out the welds on that scuttle panel. I can't actually remember how good the windscreen was. I need to clean it off and have a look, see if there's any big stone chips in it or anything like that. So once the windscreen's removed, now I need to remove the top dash rail. So if you ever need to remove the dash rail, I think maybe with a little bit of fiddling around and squeezing and prying, you can maybe get the dash rail out with the windscreen in, but it's probably not advisable. To do it properly, you've got to take the windscreen out. Let me know if anyone has managed to get a dash rail out or back in with the windscreen, but as far as I know, the windscreen's got to come out to do it. And now the windscreen's out, I can remove the top part of the bulkhead insulation on the inside, the noise deadening. And a quick shout out to those Buy Me a Beer supporters. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. I had a few donations over Christmas and the New Year, and it really does make a difference. 2 or 3 donations through Buy Me a Beer literally doubles what a video earns in ad revenue, so it all helps and it does make a difference. Thank you. So now with the bulkhead insulation and top dash rail out the way, I move my attention to moving the fresh air vent. This can be problematic on Minis because generally the screws are seized or they break coming out. So you can see me using a bit of heat there. Probably a bit of a stupid idea because I sprayed WD-40 on it first, so it gives a nice flammable liquid on there. So that's why we got all the smoke. But yeah, I tried with WD-40 first, it wasn't having any effect, but a bit of heat helps. The problem is it's a plastic fresh air vent, so you'd have seen me getting a bit of metal to try and shield the plastic from the heat. But I did get it out intact, which is good. So now I'm turning my attention just to removing what's left over of the wing, trying to drill out all the spot welds and get it out without causing any damage to the scuttle panel. as you can see, it's a fiddly old job. Similar to separating the layers on the outer seal, you've just got to go along and drill out each individual spot weld and peel it back. And now I'm working on the what's left of the wing connected to the inner wing. That actually come off pretty easily and was quite good condition underneath, so that's good because it's going to make it a lot easier when it comes to refitting the front end. And obviously the final part is separating the closing panel, so up inside the inner wing below the scuttle panel is a closing panel just to stop mud, dirt and water getting up behind the scuttle panel and rotting it away. Unfortunately it's not very successful because scuttle panels still rot away anyway. So my plan here was to carefully remove that corner of scuttle panel and try and save it, but as you'll see in my comments in a moment, unfortunately that wasn't possible. My only concern here is I've done this plenty of times before, and the heritage scuttle panels I think go up a little bit further up the A-pillar. If you buy a non-genuine scuttle panel, they're cut off really low down the A panel, so you end up having to, if the scuttle panel's really corroded, you end up having to make up a little bit that goes up the side of the A panel potentially. Hopefully I didn't cut up too high here, but watching back the video afterwards and looking at it, I'm thinking I didn't really measure that. I should have checked it first. I do apologise if the quality of video on this time-lapse bit is not as good as it used to be. I'm playing around with settings at the moment on the new computer, so it did arrive after Christmas, unfortunately. I did get it built. It's a stonking PC. Maybe I will do a little short video at the end of one of the videos for the people that are interested, but it's a i7 13700K with GTX 480 and it absolutely munches through video editing and rendering. This video would normally take me about 45 minutes to render, maybe even longer with some of the time-lapse sections as well. This PC will run through the render in about 6.5–7 minutes. It's about 80% faster, so it is going to save you lots of time, which is brilliant. So I've got my new Flitch panel there. It is a non-genuine one, but if you are replacing a Flitch panel, actually, I'm not sure that Heritage do a repair section. Magnum do, obviously. It fits okay. It's not perfect, as with everything really. It requires a little bit of fettling. I think if you want a Heritage Flitch for panel, you have to buy a complete inner wing. I'm not sure that they do a repair section, but again, if someone knows, please get in the comments, let me know.
Right, so things are, I guess, kind of as expected really. So there is a big hole further up here, so I've done right to cut out that closing panel and the scuttle panel, so it doesn't make you feel too bad. I just had a suspicion that if it was as corroded as that at the top, then it would have travelled across. Now the rest of it, actually inside, anywhere from about here is pretty good actually. So we need to replace this bottom corner. I need to get all this out yet, which will be the next step. It'll probably come off quite easily because it's just rotten as a peach. Now I think this plan to reuse the scuttle panel has gone because the bottom corner of the scuttle panel is corroded, and obviously that bottom edge where it welds to the wing. I mean, I could probably repair that But yeah, I think I'm going to end up doing the same on the other side as well. The only bit that you get, so this is a Magnum panel for the Flitch panel. They're generally pretty good, but they always miss out the very top. So you end up having to make a bit to go in the top, which is, I mean, it's only a small bit, to be honest, so it's not the end of the world. But rather than go around the profile of that air vent, I've cleaned back the metal's pretty good up to the air vent, so I think we'll come just down here like that. So that's the Flitch panel out. It's always a bit of a battle with the Flitch panel because what happens is you get welds at the top here. These are not spot welds, they're just seam welds inside. So they're really hard to get off, seam welds. You've obviously got then spot welds down here. You've got a couple of spot welds along this side. You've got loads of spot welds down here. However, because it's so rusty, they just fell off. Obviously, if you were doing this and it wasn't cut out already, you've then got the bottom part to cut out as well. But in general, pretty pleased with that. This hinge panel is quite a thick bit of metal, this, because it takes quite a lot of strength. Just in the middle here, it is a bit thin, so I might cut a piece out of there, and I've got some thick, it's either 0.8 or 0.9 steel to go in there. But where it counts, where the door hinges are, that's good. But as I say, I think I'll just cut the middle out of there, reinforce that, and I might just straighten up this line down here. But aside from that, this side of it now is good metal. And obviously we've cut out, so we've got the rear, this corner of the scuttle. Like I say, I think I'll probably be doing the whole scuttle now anyway. We've got the closing panel, that was not completely shot, but starting to go. We've got the remainder of the inner wing, or the wing. So obviously I've picked up all the spot welds off the inner wing there. And we've got the bit we've cut out, which was pretty grotty, to be honest. Obviously I had to put repair down there in the past. So again, multiple layers, always difficult to get it out, but it's out. And then looking on the dash rail, this side is spotless. You wouldn't see this on an MPI Mini. However, when we get along to this side, there is a hole here. So it looks like I probably am going to do the whole scuttle because I've got to cut this off as well. There's a bit of corrosion in the middle. To do that repair there properly, really, I've got to take the scuttle off. It's just a disappointment because that is the original scuttle, but obviously I think I'd done it before on Vinny, but I forgot to give it to the guy when I sold it. I cut that piece out and just kept it with the car. I mean, you could cut that out and weld it into the new scuttle if you really wanted to. In fact, I'm thinking actually what I could do is just cut out, I could cut it out, and rather than weld it completely in, I could cut it a little bit further each end and then spot weld it onto the new scuttle. Let me know what you think about that, because that's disappointing if you lose that, because obviously that's a bit of the identity of the original car. But I could cut that out and then spot weld it into the new panel. Never seen anyone do that before. Let me know what you think anyway. But for now, everything's all gone a bit flat. The drill's gone flat. I need a new spot weld drill. It's done quite well. That single spot weld drill done all of the seals. It's just done all of that as well. So I'm guessing probably drilled maybe 100 or more spot welds with that drill bit. So it's not done bad, to be honest. They're only about 8 or 9 quid. Yeah, that's it for the moment. Thanks for watching. Remember to give it a thumbs up. If you want to leave a comment, anything you need to know, just let me know. Drop me a comment. And finally, if you're not a subscriber, do please consider subscribing. I will catch you again next time when we'll get that Flitch panel welded in.